So my journey starts with this music. I'm a musician, I would say by birth. I had always this part of myself, like being rebel, being, against the system, this type of things. I listen to rock music, those. I remember that I created my rock group, so it was a band. I remember it was just rock star house. Yeah, it was an interesting social life. It was very, we can say, in tune with one part of myself, but it was absolutely disaster inside or like within myself. Yeah. I felt totally depressed, stressed, disconnect. Yeah, disconnect. I was asking myself every time that is it real life? Hi guys, welcome to Enlighten with Nehha. Today we have a very, very special guest and an extremely dear friend of mine, Leila. Hello, everybody. This is Leila. And if she is an amazing, world-renowned psycho-spiritual leader. She's practiced it now. She's become a coach and she trains a lot of people to certify to become a therapist, right? And she has also invented a very unique technique of healing called quantum view, which she'll talk to us about. Sure. So, Ella, we can't wait to hear from you your journey of evolution and what has been all the milestones in the journey that are transformed. Okay. Hi to everyone. And I'm glad to be here in this wonderful space of our ashram where we met each other for the first time. Oh, yes. Just the beginning of everything, just a few buildings, and now we can see how the great vision and explore this an amazing city came out of it. So same, I guess, every journey starts with the small steps of their vision, which unfolds and manifests later. So my journey starts with this music. I'm a musician, I would say by birth. Ever since I was a child, I had inner pull to learn violin, and actually my parents took me to the music school. I started learning violin, and I wanted to become a singer, and I went to study singing and music in music at the university. But I didn't find there something in tune, like the style, the way of teaching, because I had always this part of myself, like being rebel, being, against the system, this type of things. I listened to rock music, those type of underground music, and I wanted to create something which would be unique and at the same time popular, which is not easy to provide sometimes. When with the message, exactly, with the message, with the deep meaning, with not trying to fit to any frame, right? And it's more difficult. And I started to do it with the music somehow. And I remember that I created my rock group, so it was a band. I remember it was just rock star house. Exactly, yeah. Now you can only show it before and after meditation. So, yeah. Well, you're still a rock star, a spiritual rock. Yeah, exactly, spiritual rock star. Actually, it's funny because I wrote all the songs and lyrics, and we had a concert in different music festivals and different TV shows. So it was a part of my life when I had this, we can say, show business background. And actually, I worked as a director in few TV channels in Russia. So, and for a few years, I worked in the most famous movie company in Russia as a music director. My responsibility was to find the artists who write the music for the movies, for the series, and to provide to sign the contracts. So that's very crucial role. Yeah, it was an interesting social life. It was very, we can say, in tune with one part of myself, but it was absolutely disaster inside, or like within myself. Yeah. I felt totally depressed, stressed, disconnect. Yeah, disconnect. I was asking myself every time that is it real life? Like each time I would be having the same without this essential meaning, because you every day you wake up and you repeat the same things. You sleep 4 hours per day, and you have lots of projects. You have lots of goals to achieve, but you don't feel inside this harmony and balance and some meaning of life. And I understood that I don't want to live anymore this way. And what age was that? It was around 19, 20 years old. I was quite young to start making my my research, because I believe that every person has their own theme or topic in life to which this spiritual research begins somehow. Yes. In my case, it was everything about relationship. So, at that age, you start to see, to build a relationship. And every time I would be meeting someone, and it would be a disaster. Like, it would be really, really, we can say this codependency or this toxic relationship and all. And it made me think about it. It made me search for some tools to recover, to find a way how to proceed and how to heal myself. That's how I started doing practicing yoga, practicing meditation, how I started searching for different psychological tools to heal myself. That's how I came to know that there is this inner child, parents relationship, because you were yeah. I started searching for myself, what can help me, and it brought me to this path to learn, and then finally to become healer, and then finally to teach and to provide this to other people who was another journey. Yeah, and then one day it brought me to India actually, because I felt that in my psychological work with on myself and this spiritual journey, I reached particular level where I can not go myself. I need help of like someone who is more higher level of consciousness. I felt that I need to find a master. I need to find someone who I can trust. Yeah, the guide on my spiritual journey. And I started my own research, and I actually met hundreds of gurus and masters from all over the world. It was a deep part of my life. I was in Sufism, and it was the deep teachings of different Sufi sheikhs and Sufi teachers. It was part of Buddhist trainings and Vipassana, different type of meditation. It was in different religions and spiritual teachings. I tried to find my master, but each time it was not matching, something was not matching inside. I felt like, okay, here is some expression of the women, here's something else, here's something else. So I didn't feel like I'm at home. Oh, you feel that you are at home. You just arrived. You don't need to search. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. And once my friend in Moscow, he's actually
from the business world. He never did any yoga meditation, but he knew that I'm searching. And he said, okay, I have one Indian friend who practices meditation. It is based on Raja Yoga. Would you like to try? I said, of course, I'd like to try. This is what
This
is
is at what age was this?
I was 21.
And this was in Ukraine.
No, I was born in Ukraine, but at that time I lived in Moscow and worked in movie company.
Okay, so this was somebody.
Yeah, Moscow. And how that's how I received the first meditations from the trainers of mindfulness meditation. And during this meditation, I felt special, and I saw the image of old man sitting on the floor, meditating in front of me. And when I opened my eyes, I was fully in tears, and I felt such a deep love and connection with this person. And the trainer asked me what happened when you were crying. And I said, I feel something so much deep connected with me. I don't understand, but I saw this man meditating in front of me. And he brought a book of my master, and he asked me, this man, and showed a picture of one master. I said, no, it's not him. He showed another picture. It's him. I said, no, it's not him. And he turned the page and he showed me the founder of this system, the first master, and it was him. And I recognized it, and I start even more crying. And I said, okay, I buy tickets where I should go. Where is him? I'm visiting the And he said, yeah, but he's not here anymore. I was like, yeah, what do you mean? He passed away many, many years ago in 80 something, 18th century or 19th century. And I was like, oh, what should I do now? I just found him, and he said, okay, there is a representative, a successor of him, a third generation. In India, you can come and see him. I said, okay, I go tomorrow. I buy tickets and go. He said, no, there will be some seminars you can join. But actually, I couldn't wait. In few days, I was
Great. Yes.
yeah, exactly. I found the surprise. Exactly how the roast singer would be acting also. I just took my backpack. I didn't speak any word English at that time. I never learned proper English. I just took one backpack, bought the tickets, and alone I went to the straight to the ashram. Yeah, and when I arrived to the ashram, I tried to master because I thought, okay, I'm quite well-known person in Russia now. I will come and all the doors will be open and the red carpet, red carpet. And finally, I see that I'm not the only one person who would like to see the master. Everybody is all around this gate and nobody can get in. And it was for a few weeks. Very strong process on my ego, ego. Exactly. I was like, what is that? I came to see the master and he's not welcoming me.
How can you
Yes, to me. And it was this preparation. I guess for 2 weeks, I was all the time rejected. I would come to this gate and I would be saying that the master not available, master is eating, master is doing something. And I was totally upset and frustrated. And then one woman came to me, approached me in canteen, and she asked me, why you are so sad? What happened? And I said, well, I arrived to see the master, but he doesn't want to see me, this, and all the time the gate closed, not possible. And she told me, actually, all the gates and all the security and all these people, it's just the projection of your mind. It's not existing. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like in the movie of Matrix. You remember this one is not existing. And I was like, okay, what do you mean? And she said, the moment your heart is open and you just go and with this open heart, all the gates will be open for you. So you just try it. It's all the limitation in your mind. So, and I tried to meet the master, and when I applied this suggestion of the one lady to open my heart and try with this inner state of acceptance and really this how you call it, when you wait something so patiently and you wait in the lonely, exactly, this is the word. And yeah, with this longing, I came to the house of the master, and it was in Gayatri, is the place where he stayed, not in the ashram, but his family house. And it was after dinner. And this is, I guess, it is the most significant and turning point of my whole life journey on this planet. Sure. Yeah, because this evening after Master took dinner, a group of people from all over the world were welcome inside, and everybody would say, "Good evening, Master. Good evening. Good evening." And he stopped with some people saying hi, and he stopped saying hi to me. I said hi, and he just walked, and everybody was saying good night, master. And I said in Russian, "Спокойной ночи," which means good night. And he turned and he came back and looked at me and asked me, "Where are you from?" I said, "Currently I'm from Ukraine, but currently I live in Moscow, Russia." And he was like, "You from Ukraine, Russia? No, no, you're from India." This is the first thing he told me, and I was like, "Okay." And then I remember he just looked at me deeply, and this look which representing the whole universe, like this cosmic consciousness, just gazing, and it is something which is deeply going to the very like essence of your heart, soul, whatever, and you feel that this is the only look which transparently seeing who you are.
Oh, yeah, like a mirror.
Exactly. Nobody ever in my entire life could see me the way my master saw me. And this is like love from the, I would not say first, first sight, but forever.
Yeah.
It's eternal. Eternal is the seed which already merging within your heart, and you feel that, okay, you are at home. For the first time in my life, I felt that I'm really at home, and I don't need to search for anything else. I don't need to search for any masters, anything. Just I'm here at my home. Well, then after this meeting, I needed to go back to Moscow. I had my boyfriend there. I had my job. I had many projects to do. And I went to say bye to Master. And he asked me, "Why don't you stay longer in India? You can stay in the ashram." And I said, "No, I need to go back." And he asked me, "Why do you need to go back?" I said, "Because I have a boyfriend. I had this, the project, the job, and everything." He said, "Okay," and he laughed in a very specific way. He just laughed and said, "Okay, good luck." And then I came back to Moscow, and finally, I had nothing there anymore. I had no more boyfriend. I had no more my job. I had just, it's just as if all your karma, all your activities
Wipes out.
just wiped out. And I stayed only for 3 weeks. My first visit in the ashram, and it was enough to clear all my karma. But interesting thing that I felt so much light. I felt as if I don't need to carry some baggage of experiences which I could live through all this time.
Sure.
I was free, and after some time I travel. I met my family in different cities. I went to Ukraine. I spent a few months in Ukraine, and I felt so happy as never before. As if I don't need anymore to live this,
The mundane life.
exactly this matrix life, matrix world.
Yeah.
So, and I came back to India, and I asked him at some point what I should do, and he told me, "You are most welcome to stay here with me in the ashram." And this was the beginning of 5 years I spent in India.
Wow.
My big, we can say, big chapter of my life.
Treasure.
Yeah.
Life's script.
Exactly. So
Which year was this?
from 2011 till 2015. Yeah, and also after staying in Chennai in the ashram till my master, Samadhi, she left this world. Then I shifted to Ghana, where we are now, and I stayed another 2 years before I met my my future husband. That's how my life changed, and I bring it again.
Wow.
In there.
Beautiful. So currently, what all do you offer as a healer? You know, you have some very interesting techniques that I have also experienced, guys, and it's amazing. So please enlighten us.
So actually, while I stayed in India in the ashram and learned from my master Raja Yoga and this my own spiritual transformation journey, I started learning psychotherapy in the university. So I got the second my first graduation on economics. So it's not related with any healing work. But what I discovered for myself, my first big discovery was regression therapy, which I studied from Dr. Brian Weiss in US.
Wow.
So it was this Omega institution, and they provide the courses for
Right.
therapies. So it was regression therapy, and for several years I provide sessions on this regression. Yeah, the basic ones. And then I learned from American Sal Rachel, American healer and channeler. I learned timeline healing technique. It's very profound technique, which is providing to the clients the opportunity to shift from current timeline to the better timeline of the soul, to connect with the future version of yourself, which are more successful, more happy, more satisfied, and with, we can say, with the perfect plan of your soul before it departed here.
Wow. So, I mean, just to elaborate
Yeah.
a little bit, because I've also heard about this. So, there are parallel timelines to
Exactly.
me, and
Yeah.
according to your frequency,
Exactly.
you can choose.
Yeah, you can choose, and sometimes when you go down in your vibration, the state, and we all have some emotional ups and downs. Sometimes you can lose this, we can say, the perfect trajectory of your flight, yeah, of the journey of your soul, and then you can move around changing these timelines, but always you have this opportunity to tune again with this higher version of yourself. Yeah, 100%. So this is the another modality, and I became an official trainer of regression therapy and this timeline healing. Then I learned from one psychotherapist in Serbia, is a spiritual technologist. It's based on integration of basic polarities of the soul. So when we are born, the soul might have several extremes. For example, love and fear, very poor, very rich.
The two ends.
Lonely, yeah, lonely or being like a family orientated. Many different extremes, and if you have a big gap between these, you can always go during your life to different types of extremes. For example, you can be very rich, and at some point you can lose everything.
Sure.
You can be happy in relationship, or for a while you can completely alone and not being satisfied with this part of your life. Or with the state, you can go from one extreme to another extreme. And this method orientated on healing these polarities and bringing the resource state. So that was
You mean the balance.
balancing. This
More
that,
aligned.
exactly, that you don't need to go from one extreme to another extreme. So that's another modality. Then it is rapid personal transformation, the RPT. It is method of Australian therapist Simon Rose, who innovated it, and this is based on research on epigenetics and the main key developmental point of our conception, our development in the womb, during the pregnancy, with the opportunity to heal the most turning points in our development and our psyche.
So you mean, like when you're doing it, you take me back to that time, and
Exactly.
when a child is in the
When you were conceived, what your parents, what were the state of your parents? So because it's very important how parents in tune or not in tune with each other during the conception. So which field they create and how they are connected at mind level, emotional level, physical level, and all those levels are important, and they kind of giving this first imprint and the story of how you came actually to this world.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's possible through these techniques to heal. For example, some people they didn't want to have a child, it was accidentally. Some people they were not prepared, not ready for that. Maybe the first impression of the mother was like, okay, I'm not ready, I don't want this child.
Yeah.
Or some people they wanted a boy and it was a girl.
Yeah.
And those type of things, it's creating some impressions, and sometimes even I don't know that in the West, especially people wanting to make abortion, and after years they can say even to the child, "Oh, we were not ready. We wanted to make an abortion." And it is a huge trauma also for the person that I was not wanted, I was not expected. All those things.
Carried all across.
Exactly, and we change those patterns, we heal it, and we give to the person the resources.
Right.
Mm,
Yeah,
to feel that actually the world wanted me, my parents wanted me. I'm loved. I'm pure. I have my place.
I'm important.
I'm important. So this is all very deeply rooted in these first moments of conception, and then the pregnancy. Of course, it's this during 9 months of the pregnancy. The most significant patterns which you repeat during all your life related to relationship, actually it is all during the pregnancy time, really. Because who is the first partner in our life?
Mother.
Of course it is the mother. And how the mother responded on the need of the child in the womb, creating the idea or this concept of partnership. For example, the child got scared and the mother responded, and mother is busy, or mother in depression, or mother is going to break up with the father, or whatever. The mother emotional state affected in the womb the child, and the child kind of imprinted this particular idea of relationship. For example, relationship or collaboration means sufferings, or it means sadness, or it means, and in the future those patterns can play like the person might attract particular type of partners in order to experience the same things again and again. Because for this person, relationship means this.
I know.
Because the mother responded to these emotions with this state. And actually, it is scientifically proved that some epigenetic points they are affecting to the generations it can pass. So, and those methods helping to heal
Those points.
those turning points. This RPT. And also inherited programs of the past generation, because we know that we are not coming to this world by ourselves. So we have our parents, the parents had the parents, and they had the full history. And this history is not always being like happy stories, when you go back to our grandparents. Yeah, it's a generational traumas. It's lots of heavy baggage. It's starvings. It's lots of death and experiences losing beloved ones. Of course. And those type of things, of course, reflected. It's in the field most definitely. Yeah, often repeat those patterns. Yeah. So those techniques helping to liberate ourselves from those patterns and give a resource state.
And how many sessions would a person, is it subjective or?
Yeah,
There's an average
it is very much depends on the level of consciousness of the person and personal background. Some people they already done some self-development work and maybe spiritual work, and for them sometimes it's enough just few sessions in order to liberate and make this quantum leap in their advancement.
Sure, because they are very open to
Yeah,
receive.
they are very open that they are very much ready for that. You know, those people who feels inside that something is waiting for me. I'm ready for the new page or for the new chapter, and it comes like that.
They're like water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As they say that when disciple is ready, teacher comes.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So some people they just making the very first steps. They discover that actually whatever happening in my life, it is my story, and I am the one who is responsible. Yeah, who created this. For some people, it's just this first step, and of course, lots of baggage needs to be removed. It's underlined. It's many layers of it, but it depending on readiness and really this will intention of it.
Sure, sure. So, I mean, talking about inner child healing, I mean, it's one of the most talked about topics, and I think most of us need it, like, right? It's rooted in all of us. So, like, is it the same thing? How is this correlated to inner child healing? Could you just
I would say that what is important to say here that we have a different standards of healing, and I made my own classification of different healing tools and techniques. There are some tools like we can say ordinary psychotherapy and psychology. They are mostly based on speaking.
Right.
Okay, you just come and you speak about your problem, and I ask you some right questions, and it can help you to discover something, to get some insights about your situation. But actually, speaking about problem doesn't solve the problem.
Of
So,
course.
and for me, this is kind of bypassing the problem. And many modalities and techniques they are focused on bypassing.
Yes.
Some of them, let's say it is next level of healing. They help you to heal the surface, but not the root of the problem.
Wow.
They help you to find some way how to deal with your problem, how to move on, but still the root of the problem remains. Some deeper techniques, they find the root in this lifetime. As you just mentioned, is healing inner child. And it is all the traumas which created in your childhood, we can say.
I think those formative years, it's up till the age of 3, 4.
Yeah, exactly. I would say from age of 3 years old and like all the upcoming traumas. But the most interesting is to heal these biological points which are lying at unconscious age, because before 3 years old most of the people don't remember themselves. They don't remember what happened during that time.
There is no identity.
Exactly. It is more like this automatic functioning, and subconsciousness just absorbing everything what's happening around. So, and the most significant traumas actually during this time of conception, pregnancy, and up to 3 years old. So that's the most important, and more advanced techniques they are going deeper
Deeper
to
to the roots.
but even these, not the roots, or the roots are going even deeper to these inherited patterns, family system dynamics, which are generational traumas. I call it generational traumas, and not so many advanced techniques which are able to heal generational traumas. Then you go even deeper to the past life regression therapy, where we work with inherited soul traumas, like impressions of the souls, which are through the lifetimes, those timeline healings. It is more spiritual techniques which are helping to heal impressions.
The soul memory.
Yeah, soul memory. Then you have some techniques which are quite rare. It's a quantum techniques which are helping you to go even beyond all of this and to heal at once the real root of all these layers, like generational trauma layer, past life layers of traumas, childhood, all those things, because they all are connected. And once you go to particular point of observer, and from the quantum level, you can find the real root of all these patterns, they all gone. So
Wow.
that's the main point.
Most effective.
Exactly. So because you can heal for years your past lives. For ages, you can heal your inner child and whatever many experienced before 3 years old. And we don't have so much time.
Of course.
We don't have.
And it doesn't uproot it.
Exactly. So thank God we have many tools which are can be really effective and sufficient.
Wow. Wow. So if somebody wants to approach you and comes with an issue.
Welcome, especially I welcome people who already learned some coaching techniques, psychological techniques, some alternative healing techniques, and they feel that it's not giving actually this type of results which you would like to get, like you heal but something next coming and again, and it feels like never ending story.
Yeah.
But actually you feel that you're ready for something more profound and you want to learn something which gives you straight to the point, stable results. Also, another thing which is important to know when you learn different modalities, it is how results are stable or not. Because many techniques, they give you this kind of bypass, which I've mentioned before. And after some times, the problem coming back. Or in a different form, you feel the same, or something triggers you from other people or any experiences situation, and you feel again the same type of feelings, you again repeat the same type of patterns, because the root of attraction, you heal the surface levels but not the real root, and it's like this wound which will be always attracting the same things. So this is another way to check.
For this, which is the technique, RPT, is it?
RBT is working with generational trauma, with epigenetic, as I said, those type of things. But what I invented as a quantum healing, quantum view, it is a method which helping to find the real root and heal at all levels at once.
Can you take us through a typical session?
A typical session, first of all, it is diagnostic, which helping to find the real problem, because people come, they speak what they think their problem. But when you dig deeper, the real problem might lie somewhere else.
So do you identify by talking, or do you sense?
I have a diagnostic, specific diagnostic, which helps to find the real root and to find what we will work on. So the main issue, we can say.
So you mean like a questionnaire? Or
no, it is
what
not.
form?
It is not actually questionnaire. It is. There are a few ways. So there are way of quantum constellation, which we learn in the courses. Yeah. So and there is the metaphorical cards, which are helping also to diagnose and and people, they don't go to this ego state. They can use their creativities and to find what is real issue.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's important first step. Then after this first step, we set the intention for the work, for the session. What is the result you would like to get out of this therapy? Once it's set, we go through particular process where we find all the points in childhood, in this unconscious process before 2 years old, the pregnancy, the biological points of development, layer after layer, then this chain of generational trauma, then the chain of these past lives and different lives. We can say it is kind of time traveling. And then we find the real root where all that began. We can say that basic imprint, basic impression, and we heal that with this specific techniques, and we check all the points afterwards, how the situation changed there.
Amazing.
And we unfold all the resources the person needs right now in current life situation. So that's how we do it. And what I like that it's fully based on a scientific approach. What is important for me, because I always have this mindset that I cannot go maybe blind, esoteric or find this kind of stuff. I like to see the scientific basement in that.
Yeah, so the number of sessions that a person would need depends on the intensity of the problem.
No, it actually depends on readiness of person, intention to solve it, and how much work already has been done, and what kind of work they've done. Because sometimes people come to me after years of classical therapy,
Sure.
like 5-7 years.
Wow.
And they come and I see that the basic traumas are not healed. You bring the person to that significant moments and they start cry, they start be already in this state of trauma. And I'm asking, okay, what did you do for all this? Because this is something what we call bypass. That actually the therapy helped to kind of leave
Very superficial.
very superficial, but the pain is still.
Right. And how long is one session? About an hour?
Minimum 1 hour, maximum 2 hours. So it is in between. It depends. You never know when you start how long it will be, but sometimes we break it in small parts. It depends on the energy level of the therapist, energy level of client. But what is also very important is a field of therapists, because I found that it's not actually techniques which heals a person. It's a field of therapies which heals the person.
Wow,
Because
that's so
you
good.
can come to several people who provide in the same type of healing or modality. And with one person you might get zero results, but with another person you can get immediate, very profound
true.
result.
Very true.
So it depends. Me, when I need healing for myself, I choose the therapist. I choose someone who resonates with me,
With you instinctively.
mindset, intuitively, having enough, advanced level to understand what is the level of my problem and what exactly I want to heal, and then I feel that for
Great.
now this therapy is perfect for me. Then another time I would have another type of problem and I would find another perfect step for that.
There's an expert
Yeah.
for everything. So, talking about the ailments, like what are the top mental health issues or even the physical health, the chronic diseases like cancer, Parkinson? Do you think those can be treated with this technique?
I believe that any problem starts at very, very subtle level, very, very subtle. And it goes then to more and more gross subtle bodies. The physical, it comes at last when it's already like, the line through all the subtle bodies, it comes physical. And physical has to be treated at physical level. You cannot just rely on healing or either. You need still to support physical body, and it depends on the level of stage of the disease. If it is a last stage of cancer and physical body already fully destructive, I don't think you can help.
Revive them.
Yeah, you can help person emotionally to live it. You can help to create
Deal
more
with it.
meaning, how to deal with that, more resources. But maybe if miracles happens, it can happen.
Yeah.
But it's more, I would say, exception
Sure.
than the regular thing.
Sure.
But if it is just the beginning or it just came to the physical level, yes, of course, you can help very much with this
Yeah.
alternative type of healing, energy healing.
So you suggest a combination
Yeah,
of
always combination.
medicine and
Yeah,
Yeah.
you cannot replace, we can say, physical treatments with just an alternative medicine. But that's just my opinion because I prefer holistic approach. When you do at once, it can be homeopathy, it can be Ayurvedic doctor, whatever you prefer, maybe massage, maybe other techniques.
Sure.
With mental level, psychological, emotional level, if you combine all, it can give really profound results.
Right. So specifically talking about depression or anxiety,
Yeah.
you know, because that's the pandemic today,
Yeah.
50%. Could you just shed some light on why does depression happen and how the healing happens?
In my experience and opinion, depression is just a result. It's like a consequence of much more deeper rooted
Sure.
state and the traumatic experience the person could have. So it's useless to heal a depression because it is not. It is a symptom. It's not a root of symptom.
Yeah.
So in every individual case, the root of depression can be absolutely different.
Oh,
Same like a symptom of, let's say, extra weight. I worked with one Russian celebrity who is she's host of TV show, and she had like 25 or 30 kg of extra weight, and by working on herself, she let go of this extra weight, and now she has a big program for all the women across the country to help them to get rid of extra weight without diets, without any
Right.
medicine. And I worked in her project as a psychotherapist, and I found out that every single person who participated in the program with the same problem had absolutely different roots of this problem.
Wow.
And this root would be lying at different level. For some person, it's childhood trauma of abuse or something, you know, like really deep, which they created this fear of being attracted or slim, and they needed to hide in order not to experience again
Right.
the same type of experience. For another person, it is an issue from past life. For another person, it is generational trauma.
Sure.
So it always will be different.
Of
So that's why we need to have this individual view on same symptoms. What is the root? So I would say that all of us nowadays in this modern world having lack of inner peace and balance and this, I would say, connection with yourself, knowing yourself. Exactly. Knowing yourself, connecting with actually your body, connecting with your emotions, connecting with your vision of life. And once you have it, you have this inner navigation, you have this, you becoming the master of your life. But once you didn't reach that state, you always will be pulled from outer world triggers, reaction, and running away.
There is no anchor.
Exactly. And that's the moment to start. Like, if you realize the problem, that's the moment to start transformation.
Wow. So, I mean, now you don't take therapies because you have gone into coaching, but if somebody.
Of course, I take.
You
I
do?
mean, no, you mean no? I don't take
Sessions.
clients. Me myself, I take for myself always. When I have something to work on, I call one of my supervisor with whom I work, and I do because I know that it's better to solve it at the beginning when you find it than to wait. But
Sure. So for someone who wants to take a therapy,
become a therapist yourself. That's what I always as our master said, I don't need disciples, I want masters, right? So I don't need
that's a big one.
it's a big I don't need the disciples, I need the one who become a master. Same I can say, I don't want the students, I want therapists and the people who become healers themselves.
Sure.
Exactly.
Wow, amen to that.
Yeah.
And guys, we are going to link her all social media handles and feel free to get in touch with her. She has a lot to offer and she can train you as a therapist as well.
For sure.
She'll be delighted to. So, coming to the soulmate and the twin soul concept, which is, I think, the most intriguing topic today, because relationships and love, I mean, we all thrive on it. But what exactly is this? Is this an illusion? Is it true? How does it work?
I made a research on this topic for many years, and I can say that there are 2 points of view, the main points of view. First is that this romantic concept of having someone like you, that which you are longing to find, and this is very much popular fairy tale story coming from New Age movement of US and many teachers, and there is a spiritual view, which, for example, our master also shared that the moment of creation of the souls, every soul has own vibratory level, and sometimes the souls are created simultaneously at the same very same level. And of course, with those souls, you will have a very special connection because you vibrate on the same level. That's also explanation when you meet someone on your journey, you can have this recognition, that resonance, and there are several type of relationship. It's a karmic relationship where you have the most of this toxic relationship, codependent relationship, when you you think that you suffer, but actually it is just unbalanced energy between two souls which came together to liberate from these patterns and to get free, to set free. So then another level, it's kind of relative souls where you have more harmony, like a friendship souls. And with those type of people, you can create families, you can create partnership, long-term, even lifelong relationship. And there is this specific connection which we call twin flame. It's exactly the soul which are resonating on the same level and vibratory level. But does it mean that the only one soul in the whole universe you can resonate on the same level? I believe not. My own vision is that you can build a twin flame relationship with someone with whom you really feel deep connection, resonation, and really same values, sharing the same lifestyle, ideas, maybe dreams. It's another person in the different gender with whom you can start building that twin flame connection relationship.
Sure.
I might disappoint many people. Is that there is only one soul in the whole universe with whom you can build it, but that's not true, I believe, because the main relationship you can have in this life is relationship with yourself. And once you build it and you became a best friend to yourself, you got this deep connection and you understand yourself. You know why you're here, why you're doing what you're doing. Of course, you will have this tendency to easily build this relationship with anyone who resonates to you.
Of course.
It doesn't mean that you have to go to the street and find the first person and say, get married. Of course not.
Yeah.
But once you deeply feel the connection with yourself and you know your basic values, your needs, your foundation, you will be attracting particular person with the same.
Yeah, it's like what you seek is seeking.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So for me, it happened when I kind of found myself and I felt peace with myself, and I didn't seek anymore for anything. I found, and that moment I attracted in my field my future husband, who exactly played the role, this mirror reflecting what I was searching before, and he was exactly kind of recognizing me and saying that he was searching for exactly this same type of wife for him and life partner, because for him, the same as for me, the most important was to find the life partner who is sharing same values, spiritual paths, and things like that.
Wow.
So, and I can say based on our example, we had a totally different cultural background, national background, everything. We can say on the first side, it's very different, but deeply energetically at vibrational level, the soul that we connect, that's the recognition and resonance. Same feeling, very similar feeling I felt when I found the master, that
Yeah.
I'm at home. Same kind of feeling I felt with my husband, that I'm at home.
Wow.
That sometimes you have a relationship or you meet someone and you always have these thoughts somewhere, oh, maybe there is someone else, or maybe there is, this feeling that I'm not yet settled. It's not-
You're always restless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in this case, I believe you have this deep level of satisfaction and feeling that I'm home. That's
where you know.
Yeah, that's my experience. Maybe for somebody else, a different experience. But I do believe that by building perfect relationship with yourself, you will be able to become a twin flame for yourself, and then to build
Attract
the right person to build this beautiful connection.
Guys, that's a very, very profound advice. So think about it. But I just want to, because as far as I've read about it, we
Yeah.
on the twin flame journey, it said that it's actually dividing one soul into two parts, one feminine and one masculine energy. So is that what it is?
I do not
I
believe
mean-
that it is one soul divided by two. I would say that what is closer to me and what our master would say, that it is two souls which are created at the same time. They are in the universe. They have a same vibratory level, but it can be that one soul charges a masculine and one soul kind of charges a feminine, like yin yang. And maybe on the earth also, if there are some several incarnation, one soul refers to incarnate in woman body, and another soul refers to incarnating man body, depending on experience. But it's not necessary that it is like separation. It is more about complementing each other, like balancing, that you feel that it is the really your hero in another body, in opposite gender. I would say this because, for example, now many people who see me and my husband, they say, "Oh, you look like you look so much," but we are so much different. We saw.
Yeah.
He's super tall. I'm very small. He's different nationality. It's not so much similarity.
Yeah.
But people feels because of energy.
Oh, your
because
aura,
of-
your-
But yeah, it is the same vibrating
Wow.
level.
How beautiful is that?
So I believe that you can attract the right person by being in tune with yourself, knowing yourself, and really being rooted.
So for someone who is going through a twin flame journey,
Yeah.
let's say, which is very, very cathartic,
Yeah,
what would you advise? What's the right way to navigate it?
for sure, it is personal work on yourself. It is the more you heal your inner wounds, the more you heal yourself, the more you build this proper relationship with yourself when you're able to provide support, love, respect towards yourself, really treating yourself with love and treating yourself the way you would treat your partner. The moment you learn how to treat yourself with love and you start treating others with love, and then you fully satisfied, and then you want to share this love, and of course you attract the partner, you attract the person who are on the same level and also maybe went through own journey and healed himself in order that one moment your path cross.
Wow, amazing. I think this is going to benefit a lot of people. And guys,
I
again,
hope so.
you can consult her in case you are going through some challenges. Yeah,
Relationship, my favorite topic in this
yes,
life.
she's an expert by now. I can totally vouch for that. Anything that I've missed that you want to convey to the audience? Any message?
Yeah, the message is that we are never alone. The whole army of angels and guides and spiritual support always around us. And every step uh, on our journey, we have this love and we can connect and get guidance. And I can say that every one of us already came here to become a master of own life,
Absolutely.
own journey. And our job is to discover, to remove all the unnecessary layers. And for that, just use your intuition and find guides and tools which would be the most helpful and the most profound.
Wow, I love that. Let's all of us co-create a new world together.
Exactly, because one healthy person, happy person with this field and aura will be for sure healing others around, and that's how we build the universe.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Oh, it's okay. So lovely being in your life. And I look forward to many more. Yeah. Okay, cheers guys. Love you light.